Hi guys, it's your boy Yusuf again. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Kick-Off Discussions podcast, your ultimate destination for all things football. If you are already here, please smash that like button. If you are new, please kindly subscribe to my channel to support me as I push my way to my first 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. In this video, I'll be discussing the talking points from the game between Arsenal versus Brighton and Manchester United versus Liverpool. As I will also discuss the current Arsenal position on the table and the improvement on the Arsenal squad compared to last season during the title race and their overall mentality in that squad. Thank you very much. Yes, the game between Arsenal and Brighton ended 3-0 in favor of the Gunners and they returned to the top of the table. The game was outstanding for Arsenal and they clearly show why they are challenging for the league this season. Well, the game gave a clear picture about the outbreak they had in the title race last season. And from my own perspective, I think Arsenal have significantly grown from last season. They have also learned a lot because Brighton are a tough nut to crack for Arsenal, especially when they are playing at home. You will agree with me that Brighton are a tough opponent, especially when they are playing at home. And this season, they've only lost to West Ham since August of last year. So before that game, everybody was kind of contemplating whether Arsenal can actually get a win from Brighton, given the fact that they have only lost at home since August last year, as I said earlier. But after 90 minutes, reverse is the case. Arsenal doesn't only come out on top, but they won the game convincingly. Well, I could remember last season that Arsenal lost 3-0 to them at the Emirates. It was a heartbreak, especially for all the Arsenal fans, including myself. And the title race this time around is quite different, and I expect Arsenal to actually challenge for the title this season. Well, Brighton are a good side, and they always cause any team they play. They always cause them problems. They always cause any team problems with their ability to pass and to possess the ball, and that was quite significant in the game they played against Arsenal over the weekend. They did the same in the game versus Arsenal, but Arsenal are too good for them. Arsenal are too good for them, and they couldn't resist Arsenal's offensive attack. And defensively, Arsenal are brilliant, and they proved to be difficult for Brighton to break. And I'm quite impressed. Let me bring up some stats from that game for you. Yes, Brighton had 54.7% possession, while Arsenal had 45.3 possession. Brighton with 2 shots on target, and while Arsenal have 7 shots on target. Brighton have overall 10 shots, and Arsenal have 20 shots, while Arsenal had 51 touches in their box, and Brighton had just 21 touches in their box. Arsenal have 7 corners, while Brighton have 8 corners. Well, significantly, you will see that Brighton have more possession of the ball, but Arsenal's defensive structure and shape limited them to actually have less shots on target, which is 2, and that means that Raya only have little to do in that game. And from these stats, you could see that Arsenal made the game very difficult for Brighton, and they had more possession, but are limited to just 2 shots on target and 21 touches in Arsenal's box, which is quite amazing, because if you see how Arsenal play this season, you will know that Arsenal are quite in good shape defensively, and they balance things up whenever they are on the attack, so that whenever they lose the ball, they have more men behind them to actually retrieve the ball on time for them. And the first goal in the game came from a foul in the box on Gabriel by Tariq Lamptey. Well, Gabriel Jesus did well to lure Lamptey into that challenge, because he knew what to expect from Lamptey, and that contact led to a penalty, which was coolly finished by Bukayo Saka in the 33 minutes. Well, at the other hand, Brighton had a good attempt at Arsenal goal in the 44th minute by Julio Enciso. from a shot out from outside the box, and Raya actually dealt with that brilliantly. He saved that brilliantly, and in the second half as well, Arsenal doubled their advantage from a fine finish by Kai Havertz, the unlikely Euro from the 6-yard box. Well, Odegaard for me is outstanding because that pass that set Jorginho for the assist was brilliant. Again, Odegaard has been brilliant player for the Arsenal, and he has been instrumental to what Arsenal has been doing since last season. His contribution is enormous with his creativity and energy, and I think it's safe to say that he is the best creative midfielder in the league this season. I can say that boldly because he has performed well. For me, he has performed, and last goal came from a quick break from the midfield when Brighton lost the ball in the middle of the park to Kai Havertz to set Trossard free on goal with just goalkeeper to beat, and he finished brilliantly well to make it 3 for Arsenal in that game. And well, that actually puts Arsenal in a good position on the table, and considering the fact that they are level on points with Liverpool, I think Arsenal has already proven themselves beyond any reasonable doubt that they can actually go all the way to win the title this season. Well, for me, they have been overly disrespected because many people are still expecting them to bottle the league this time around. Well, I will say that the squad is quite different from last season because many people are not talking about the squad depth. The likes of Fabio Vieira, they are fit now. Thomas Partey is on the bench. Trossard, he has been outstanding because compared to last season, that depth wasn't there, and when injury struck that team, it actually puts them out of balance. It's put them out of balance, which is not a good thing for their title race, and eventually they lost to Manchester City. Well, this time around they have a good they have a good team, their squad depth, and they have more numbers on the bench who could actually make a difference in the game. Well, and they deserve all the praise and the hype considering their hard work from last season, because this time around I believe they've learned a lot from that heartbreak, and I see that heartbreak is actually fueling their motivation going to this title race. So for me, they have done excellently well, and I give kudos to Mikel Arteta because he has done wonder in that team. Kudos to him. Well, moving on to Manchester United versus Liverpool game. Well, overall, I would say that wasn't a bad game for Manchester United, but they have been very, very poor throughout this season. They have been very poor. They are inconsistent, and they have not been doing well. And for Liverpool will actually try their best to win the game, but from my own perspective, I think Liverpool got it entirely wrong. They got it wrong because they have not been able to beat Manchester United this season, and Manchester United in that regard, they've already tried their best to make sure that they did not lose. Them winning 2-1, I don't think that they should be. They shouldn't give room to anything that will actually make Liverpool come back into that game. And for me, that goal that was given to that penalty that was given to Liverpool, that wasn't a penalty from my own perspective, because how could that be? It's actually unfair to Manchester United, because that shouldn't be a penalty at all. And well, for the first goal that Luis Diaz scored, defensively, Manchester United are very, very poor. I don't see a reason why Wan-Bissaka would have lost Luis Diaz, would have lost his marker during that corner kick. Luis Diaz lost Wan-Bissaka, and he was completely on mark to put Liverpool in front in the 23rd minute of the first half. Well, in the second half, Kwanzaa mistake gives Fernandes the equalizing goal. That was a fantastic goal by Bruno Fernandes, because for a player of his caliber, well, I'm not surprised, but his precision was on point because he hit the ball once, no control, nothing. Once Kwanzaa gave the ball away, he just hit it once, and Kelia was out of his box, out of his goal, and that was a fantastic finish by Bruno Fernandes. And for Kobbie Mainoo, well, the boy has been outstanding. I will say, like, from my perspective, he is actually one of the best youngster we have around the world currently, because that goal was outstanding, because his back was at the goal, and for him to actually receive the ball and turn and finish with that perfection, that was outstanding. And I think he's got a big future ahead of him. Well, for me, when we say Onana is not doing well, Onana is not doing well, I would say that Manchester defense and the team entirely has not been doing well, and it's quite unfair to Onana for us to actually blame him for what is happening in that team. Last season, he was the best goalkeeper in the Champions League. He was the best goalkeeper in the Champions League, which prompted Manchester United to actually bring him to replace De Gea last season. And this time around, he has faced more than anybody in the league, considering Manchester United being a big team in that league. So for me, Onana has done well to actually he has proven himself, but Manchester United defense needs to do better to protect him. Oftentimes, he did well in that game. He saved some ball. He pulled some outstanding save in that game, and I think Manchester defense needs to do more to protect Onana, because if you look at his start last season compared to this season, he has conceded a lot of goals, because Manchester United defense is very bad. So I would say they need to work more. How would a team of that magnitude be? How would they be conceding such cheaply from an open play? Well, I would say if they haven't given that penalty to Liverpool, maybe the game will have ended 2-1 in favor of Manchester United, because that shouldn't have been a penalty, in my own opinion. I'm still waiting for someone to explain to me why that that incident was given as a penalty. Please, if you know the answer, please kindly give me the answer in the comment section, because I haven't wrapped my head around the fact that they gave such thing a penalty, because Aaron Wan-Bissaka didn't even touch Harvey Elliott at all. He was already going and seeing Aaron Wan-Bissaka's leg on the ground. He was already going down in that challenge. I don't know why they gave that as a penalty. It should have been reviewed, sincerely speaking, and I'm highly disappointed in the officiating in that game. Oftentimes, officiating in England has been under criticism, and I think the officials need to do more. They need to do more week in, week out, to actually prove themselves worthy, because sometimes they bring up decisions for the fact that they have VAR to actually look into some certain decisions. They decide their decision are sometimes wrong. Their decision are sometimes wrong, and I think they need to do well. They need to do well, because the reputation of that league is actually diminishing with the kind of officiating they are putting in, week out. There should be consistency in their officiating, and that is what I see from that game. Well, that will be all for this episode. I will see you in another episode. We'll discuss the game between Arsenal and Bayern Munich. Let me know what you think about the discussions in this video in the comment section. And if you are new, please subscribe and smash the like button to support me as I push my way to 1,000 subscribers. I will see you in another episode. Thank you very much for sticking around to the end. I am Yusuf Balogun, and I will see you in another episode. Bye for now.